Liverpool, and even Real Madrid all suffered defeat, leaving fans questioning what went wrong for these football giants. Today, we will unpack the drama, the key talking points, and what this result means moving forward. Joining me are two brilliant analysts, Walter Odige, connecting live from Lagos, and also Eru John, bringing his sharp insights to the table. Grab your teacup because P&B Sport start now. Welcome back. It's P&B Sport right in Abuja. Gentlemen, with so many giants falling this weekend, where do we even begin? Eru John, Chelsea fall flat. Walter Odige, Manchester United, in fact, I don't know what to say. Where do we begin? Four giants fall flat. We have Real Madrid, we have Liverpool, we have Chelsea, we also have United, like I rightly said. It's quite unfortunate. Let me start with you, Eru John. I don't know what to have to make up of Enzo Maresca. If you recall, let me just give you a breakdown. If you recall, so that you have something to say. Anytime he has a red card, he always loses his game. Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, yet has not won a game without. If he have a red card, he has not won the game. I think I remember the one against Newcastle 2-0. Nicholas Jackson red carded. He lost that game. I have another one, I think, against Flamingo 3-1. Nicholas Jackson also red carded. We have another one, I think, Roberto Sanchez against Mayu. That was 2-1 red carded. Then Brighton, we have who again? I think those are the matches, but he lost all. Eru John, I don't know. Do you think we are going to see the vulnerability of Enzo Maresca, or he has been lucky all this while?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Good morning, P&B Sport fans. It's a pleasure to be with you once again. I don't think it's an issue of him being lucky all this while. He has also had some good games. You know, they say like the staple saying goes, this is football, anything can happen. What I think is that Enzo Maresca, as a coach and as a tactician who is ought to be a trained professional coach and tactician, has not really checked himself to have a plan B or plan C when it comes to being reduced in numbers in games, when it comes to having red cards. You see the likes of these are situations where the likes of Jose Mourinho, where the likes of Jurgen Klopp, the likes of Pep Guardiola, these are situations where they edge you. Manchester City can have a red card and go on to win the game, even from behind. We have seen it happen before. The likes of Jose Mourinho, when he gets a red card, let's say he's already leading you and he gets a red card, there's no way you're going to win the game. Already Chelsea got a red card and then went on to lose the game under coach Enzo Maresca. It's a thing of being concerned, I think, both for the coach and we the fans who are watching the game. It's so appalling and sad to see that once Chelsea gets a red card in the game, you cannot even expect Chelsea to do anything. Like, he just behaves like, automatically his game plan was all around an 11. But anything can happen in football. You can see the game against Manchester United, for example. The moment Chelsea, although we know that was an early red card, it was not a red card. It's not something to argue. The moment we got a red card, in a space of 10 minutes, he substituted 3 players. Although one of them came off injured and Kopama was injured, and that was why he had to go off. But it's something to panic. It's something to think about. And then in his post-match conference, his defense was that because Manchester United attacked with 5 players, he wanted to defend with 5 players. You are defending with 5 players and we are still conceding goals. It's a thing of worry. You begin to wonder, what are you doing? So I think the coach, as a tactician, needs to work on that part of him. He needs to work on the fact that the game may not always go as planned. The game will not always go as planned. You have to always have a plan B. You always have to have another plan. If the game goes south, what do I do? If the game does not go, see the game against Brighton on Saturday. We were leading comfortably. The moment we got a red card, it was as if the whole world crumbled. There are some teams, I made bold to tell you, that will get a red card at that minute of the game and go on to hold their 1-0 lead. They will go on to win the game. But the moment we got a red card, goals were pouring left, right, and center. It was appalling. I was sad. I can't even lie. That's why I laughed when you said, the weekend may not have been very palatable for me. You are very correct. It was sad to watch. I know that Brighton is a good side. They're a formidable team, especially when it comes to Chelsea. Somebody said whenever Brighton wants to play Chelsea, is an exhibition. The players want to showcase so that Chelsea will pay money at the end of the season for them, which is very correct. But then again, you now begin to wonder. The coach, like I said, so that I don't take too much time, he needs to work on himself. He needs to have a plan B. If the game goes south, what do I do? It's always appalling to see that the moment you get a red card and then everything he's just confused. You see him looking restless. He does not know what to do. He does not know who to bring in. Just imagine the game against Brighton. Chalobah got a red card, and then you are bringing other defenders. We are going on to concede goals. What then are you doing? What's the plan? What's the plan? So I guess the coach just is not really a game 18 of luck, because we have seen Maresca do some marvelous things also at Chelsea. I think he just needs to work on himself as a coach and have a plan B. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let me go to Walter. Walter, I want to talk about Manchester United, but of course, I want you to just a minute so that you can flip to Manchester United. Just a minute. Just say something about this. A minute. This has now becoming an obvious weakness for Maresca. Don't you think so, Walter? Please keep it short in 60 seconds.
Okay, first off, in football, what difference between a top football manager the difference for me lies in the little details. And when Chelsea initially appointed Enzo Maresca from the championship, I was like, no, you don't bring in a championship manager to come and manage an institution as big as Chelsea. But to be fair, I think he has done quite well. But in recent weeks, what we've seen against Manchester United and over the weekend against Brighton, I think it's an obvious weakness. Because I remember Sunderland just 2 weeks ago, they had the first half red card against Aston Villa, away at Aston Villa. And guess what? They drew that game 1-1. In the first half, that's when they got the red card. Just yesterday, AC Milan got a 60-minute red card against Napoli. They were leading Napoli 2-0. It was a red card at the penalty. Napoli scored the penalty. And for the rest of the game, AC Milan saw out the game. So I don't understand what Maresca means by once he gets a red card, that's the end of the game. No, that's not the end of the game. Against Brighton, you're having one only. You have a lead to protect. So you shouldn't come and lose that game just now. This is Chelsea. This is a huge team, a big team. So don't say once you go 10 man down. And his excuse in the press room was, he does not plan football with 10 versus 11. He plans with 11. That's bullshit. That's nonsense. Does that mean anytime Chelsea gets a red card, they lose the game? So for me, it's not good enough, and I think he has to do better. He needs to work himself, and he has to do better to work on that previous error.
Okay, well said. I'm trying to run as fast as I can because, of course, time is not always on our side. Let's flip to Manchester now. Again, Ruben Amorim found one thing again. Why is it that, Walter, let me start with you before I go to Eru. Please just keep it short as possible. Manchester is under the watch of Madiko, Ruben Amorim. They've never won back-to-back games. If they win today, they lose tomorrow. They win today, they win tomorrow. Why is it like that? Do you think Manchester United board have to call off the shot now as soon as possible? Or they'll still linger with this till the end of the season, or they still need to give him more time? Let me start with you, Walter. Please keep it short as possible.
Okay. I think the end for Ruben Amorim is inevitable. Like, he's lucky to still have the job, to be honest with you, because I think he has been the worst Manchester United manager since Alex Ferguson. I was a bit kind with him last season, and even the start of this season, I was still a bit lenient with him. But I think I've seen enough. He's not with Ruben Amorim at the end. Manchester United are going nowhere. Like he's out of his depth. He's striking like someone who doesn't even have the character. He doesn't have the mentality to be Manchester United manager. A manager that cannot watch his team take penalties. That's not good enough. And to be honest with you, I am surprised he has failed this bad, because honestly, this is 33 games? Yeah, 35 games now. And he yet to 33 games, sorry, and he's yet to win back-to-back Premier League games. That's not good enough. That is terribly not good enough. Manchester United last 5 wins, because he's won only 9 games since he was appointed manager, and the last 5 wins came against Aston Villa at the end of last season. Sorry, the fifth win prior to now is it was against a relegation team, a side that plays the championship now. The 4th win also against a side that plays the championship. The 3rd win, Aston Villa got red carded on the final day of last season. The 4th win against the newly promoted Burnley, and we needed a 95th minute penalty from Bruno Fernandes. And the last game against Chelsea, we know how that game went. As a red card as early as the first 3-4 minutes. So it's obvious it's not good enough, and I think United need to call the shots now. It needs to be sacked now, but they won't do that because it will look silly on the board and it will look stupid on them. So they will try to give him as much time as possible. But even if they give Amorim 9 years time, I don't think he can solve the problem.
Oh, well said, Walter. Okay, let me go to you, Eru. Like what I rightly said, 33 games, just 9 wins. Come on. Do you think it's high time you just call it a shot? Let him go, get someone else to come and take over the M's of affairs in Manchester, or would you just still leave him, let him just still stay there and see what of believing in him? And also I wanted to add this to it. This same 3-4-3 that he's using, this formation that he's using, I think Crystal Palace is using the same formation and they are doing so well. Is it that he lacks the character? But as a coach, Eru, please, if you meet a players or you meet group of players and you know that they do not fit into this system, as a coach, can't you be dynamic enough to change your pattern that will suit the kind of players you have? I just want you to have your thought, please, in 2 minutes. Please make it short.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'm going to support what Mr. Walter said. Initially, one thing I'm very particular about as a sports enthusiast is mentality of players and coaches. When you have a shit mentality, I don't resonate with you. I'm sorry to say this, Ruben Amorim. No offense to Manchester United supporters. Ruben Amorim has a shit mentality. His mentality is archaic. That's why I take my time to listen to coaches, both for their pre-match and post-match conference. You see, when you are doing a thing and it is not working, and you are adamant on doing it, it shows that there's a problem. Like you rightly said, there are other teams that play this formation and they are doing so well. Crystal Palace is unbeaten in their last 18 games in all competitions. As a result of this same formation, this is the same formation that Thomas Tuchel used at Chelsea and it won him the Champions League. This is the same formation that Antonio Conte used at Chelsea and it won him the Premier League in his first season. So the formation is not working, and the reason it is not working is because he does not have the right players to play it. The players, you imagine playing Amad Diallo as a wing back. What do you expect to come out of it? Nothing good can come out of it. Not because Ahmad is not a good player, but Ahmad does not fit in such a position at all. If you remember vividly, when Antonio Conte was at Chelsea, Victor Moses was a natural winger. He moved him back to a wing-back position, and he excelled there. In fact, Victor Moses was formidable in Chelsea's title winning that season. So you don't have the right players. Even the players that you have brought into the system, the likes of Benjamin Sesko, Kuna, Umbemo, and all of that you have brought in, we see that the formation is not, the tactics is not even sitting pretty well with them. There are more that they can do other than this. And so it's not working. When you change the system, when it's not working, even against Chelsea, it's not for that record. If you watch the second half, the formation was not productive. So at this point, and the coach has stated it countless times that he is not willing to change the system. He is sticking to it. So if I am to advise the board, I will tell them at this point, now that it is still early in the season, he should be sacked. Let them bring in a manager that is ready to be flexible and dynamic. And you see, Manchester United will do great things. They have great players. They have proven players. Imagine, like Mr. Watson said, imagine a coach that cannot watch his team take a penalty. Is that not what do you make of that? What do you make of that? It's not working. The system is not working. The system is down. Everybody already knows how to beat Manchester United with that pattern. Yet the coach can't change it. Imagine you playing a 3-4-3 formation and you are relying on Manuel Ugarte to be the defensive midfielder. What do you want to bring out of such a system? What does he have to offer? It's a problem for the team, and he's not willing to change it. Mark my words, if he's not taken out now, in few games from now, the players will gang up and begin to play against him. It was down to Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. The players will begin to play against him. And I think at that point, the board will be forced to take him out. How can you have 5 wins in 33 games for a club as big as Manchester United? And then they are clapping for you. That's bullshit, man.
You are very correct, Eru. I can see that you are really on fire. Okay, but I know what time is well fast spent. But quickly, I want to talk about Crystal Palace and Liverpool, before we now move over to La Liga. The truth is, Crystal Palace and Liverpool are the two teams in English Premier League that have not lost again this season. And of course, definitely when they met on Saturday, we knew that okay, one need to fall or they have a draw. But it's quite unfortunate. Liverpool had to have the receiving end, and but with this new emerge of Crystal Palace, 18 games unbeaten. They met their previous club record, 18 games unbeaten. Do you see Crystal Palace as a team to beat or a team to watch this season? Let me start with you, Ruby, quickly before I go to Walter. Please, let's just keep it short so that we can talk about the Atletico Madrid game.
Okay, yes, I see them as a team to beat. When a team is in top form like this, you can no longer call them underdogs. They have proven it. They have beaten big teams. They have beaten Liverpool. They beat the likes of Manchester City. So they are a team to beat at the moment. They're in top form. Even after selling the likes of Eze, who are supposed to be their best player, and they are still on this level. It says a lot about the team and the coach. Kudos to him. I give it to him. They're a top team. They're a team to beat. They are doing fantastically well. I knew that they were going to give Liverpool so much problems. I said it on this show before. The last time I was here, I told Tom that the way Liverpool is going, if they meet a team that can match them, they will not win. When you concede too many goals, it's a problem. Their last 3-4 games, they were always scoring late minute goals, late stoppage time goals. That is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. And so when they met their match, instead of them scoring the stoppage time goal, it was Crystal Palace scoring the stoppage time goal. So if Crystal Palace can continue in this form, if they can continue like this, there will be a terror. In if I'm not wrong, in 2014, this was how Leicester City started. They were winning games slowly, and they won the league. So we cannot write off anybody. Crystal Palace at the moment, they're a top team. They give you a run for your money. They beat you. They do everything they have to do against you. So at the moment, I think teams should be scared of them. You should be very watchful when you are playing against teams like that. And so, yes, I give it to them. They are very good. So they are a team to beat, of course. Yeah.
What can you say is the talking point of that game? I'm talking about where Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Please keep it short because I'm running out of time already. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't surprised by the outcome of that game. I have a friend who's a Liverpool fan, and I told him before the game that Liverpool would be well defeated in that game, and so I wasn't surprised by the outcome at all. The truth of the matter is Liverpool have been convincing this season. They've been having so many last minute wins. While Crystal Palace on the other side, they've been convincing for the past 17 games prior to that game during the weekend. They are unbeaten. That shows that they are a very good team. And I would like to say this, kudos to their manager, Glasner. I think what he has done since he came to Crystal Palace has been amazing. The truth of the matter is, kudos to their manager, Glasner. I think what he has done since he came to Crystal Palace has been amazing. The truth of the matter